What's up, everybody? We're going to be looking at the Chapter 2 test review today. You know, big thing, make sure you have your Chapter 2 notes with you as you do this and make sure they have everything you'd like to, use on the test. All right. Also, your test is going to look a lot like this review, almost the exact same questions with different numbers. So if you can do this review, you can do the test just fine. Yeah, let's go through a few of these problems and then we will see how you guys do on the rest. So first things first, let's jump in and take a look at number one. Okay, this is just asking us to do a basic translation. All right. The reason why I wanted to do this one is if you notice, there is no number being added or subtracted to our x value. All right, but there is a number being added to our y. Okay, so the idea, I guess, to go over the fundamentals, our x is whether we go left or right, and our x is my y is whether I go up or down. Okay, if I subtract, I go left. If I add, I go right. And then for my y, if I subtract, I go down, add, I go up. Okay, but we have nothing being added or subtracted to our x. That means we are not moving left or right. Okay, we are just going up 5 units. All right, so that's the idea on this one. So I'm going to start with J, up 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, make sure you call it J prime. Okay, Z, up 5 units, Z prime, L, up 5 units, there's L prime. Okay, so if you ever, don't see a number next to one of those, added or subtracted, that just means you're not doing anything on that axis. All right, also, if you guys could just fill in these shapes here, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so take a look at number 2. Actually, no, I'm going to have you guys try number 2 if you'd like. I would recommend pause the video, try out number 2 on your own, and then, we'll go back and forth on this. I think it's the best way of doing it. All right, so let's move on and take a look at a reflection problem. Let's look at number 4. All right, this problem isn't asking us to reflect over a simple line like number 3 was. Number 3 is asking us to reflect over the y-axis. Most people know, the y-axis is right here. All right, but on number 4, it's asking us to reflect over the line of y equals -1. Remember, this is a line that goes through the y-axis at -1. So here's my y-axis, here's 0, here's -1. So this is the line of y equals -1. Okay, so just notice the y-axis is vertical. The line of y equals a number is horizontal. That'll always happen. Okay, so try not to get those mixed up. Okay, but from here, it's just reflecting points. So if I start with C, it's 2 above my reflection line. I'm going to reflect 2 below. By the way, make sure you draw in that reflection line. It's really helpful. Okay, J is 2 above, reflected 2 below. There's J prime. K is 3 below. I'm going to reflect it 3 above. And M, 1 below, reflect 1 above. Okay, so for most reflections, once you get that line drawn, the reflection of the points is really straightforward. Don't overcomplicate it. All right, and then, yeah, should be nice and symmetrical. It should look like a reflection. Okay, and I'll highlight this. All right, so there's a translation, there's a reflection. All right, the next couple problems get into rotations. I want to take a look at number 5 that's asking us to do a 270. All right, here's a quick reminder. Here are our rotation rules. Okay, for now, you can ignore this reflection right here. All right, here's the 3 rotations that, we learn how to do. They're counterclockwise rotations, and, it's all about just following these rules. All right, a 270. Okay, the idea is we're going to take our original coordinate, and we're going to flip-flop the numbers, and it looks like our x value is going to change. All right, so that's the rule with the 270 right there. Make sure these rules are in your notes because I'm not going to have them up on the board or anything for you when you take this test. Okay, make sure you have them. Okay, so let's try it out. First things first, I need to get these original coordinates. Okay, so let's start with x. All right, be careful. This is where I see people make mistakes. If I start in the center and I go on my x-axis, excuse me, I'm not going left or right. So I'm going 0 on my x-axis up to +4 on my y. All right, so my original x is at 0, 4. Okay, let's do t next. That's at 3 on the x, 4 on the y. And j, 3 on the x, 5 on the y. All right, remember, this is always x comma y. Okay, if you feel like it's worth writing out x comma y, your coordinates. Okay, but yeah, let's apply the rule. Again, just to do it, we're going to swap our x and y, and we're going to change our original x value. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. When you do these, I always recommend do the two things separately. Swap and then change signs. Okay, so first I'm just going to swap these to a 4, 0. Okay, my original x is a 0. I would change its sign, but there's no such thing as -0, so it's just going to stay. All right, so let's try it with t. Okay, swap the two numbers, 4 comma 3. Original x is a positive 3. Now it's a -3. All right, and then j, same idea. Swap the numbers, 5 comma 3. Original x is a positive 3. Now it's a -3. All right, and I always feel the need to say this. These x values just so happen to be positive, so they turn negative. But if they had been negative, they would have turned positive. You change the sign. All right, so here are the coordinates of my 270. Here's what I expect. A 270 is going to go past the 180, or sorry, past the 90, past the 180, all the way over here. This is where I expect my 270 to land. Let's see what it does. Okay, so 4, 0, 4 on the x, 0 on the y. There's my new x. T is at 4 on the x, -3 on the y. New t. And my new j, 5 on the x, -3 on the y. Okay, so there's j prime. All right, and yeah, that landed about where I expected. Oop. All right, connecting the dots, you can see, pretty easily if you made a mistake, that looks like the exact same shape. Okay, just rotated. Okay, so again, I would recommend pause the video, try out this 180-degree rotation. All right, follow that rule. Remember, on a 180, we're not swapping numbers, we're just changing signs. All right, so try that out. Number 6. All right, moving on from here, I'm going to leave 7 and 8 to you guys. Reflection over the x, reflection over the line of x equals 1. All right, I'm going to leave those to you. Okay, taking a look at number 9, this is just a rotation, a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation. I'm going to leave this to you. Here's the thing, though. Make sure you're plotting these original points on your graph and then showing the rotation. Okay, number 10. I think I do want to do number 10. So let's take a look. So this is asking us to do a reflection over y equals x. Okay, first thing, let's plot these original points. All right, so k is at -5, -2. That's the -5 on the x down the -2 on the y. So there's k. A is at -4, +1. I is at 0, -1. Careful, 0 on the x, not going left or right, down to -1 on the y. All right, and then j is at -2, -4. There we go. All right, you might recognize this problem because we did the exact same one when we learned about this reflection type. All right, but the main reason I would just want to remind you on this problem, even though I think we've done it in the past, this is the line of y equals x. Okay, and the big thing is following this rule. Okay, reflection of y equals x is this. Our original xy becomes yx. We just swap the two numbers. All right, so I think I'm going to leave it to you on this one. Go ahead. We already have the original coordinates sitting in front of us. I would just maybe write them right below. Okay, I know that my new k, I'm just swapping these two numbers. So -5, -2 becomes -2, -5. Okay, and I'll have you do the rest of them. Go ahead. Okay, but make sure you are showing me the rule being used on all of the rotations and this reflection over y equals x. I need to see the rules when you guys do these problems, or else I can't give you credit. Okay, so make sure you are. Okay, last one I want to just get you started on is number 12. These are the compositions of transformations, just asking us to do multiple things on the graph here. All right, I'm going to get you going on 12. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I don't think so, but I just want to make a point. So first thing is plotting these points up in the directions. Okay, so A is at 3, 1. B is at 1, 5. C is at 5, 3. Okay, you might recognize these specific points from when we did a worksheet on this. Okay, though the problem isn't going to be exactly the same. All right, so there's my original points. Okay, by the way, I'm getting a little lazy. Let's put that this is A. Let's see, this was B, this is C. Okay, so first thing, it's asking us to do a translation. We already went over this. Hopefully, you're able to look at this and say, okay, it looks like we're going left 6 and up 1. So with all these points, I'm going to do that. Left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. There's my new A prime. Okay, this one, left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. There's B prime. C, left 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. Okay, same exact shape in a different spot. Okay, here's why I wanted to get you started on this problem. The next thing they're asking us to do is a rotation of 270 degrees. Okay, we already did one of those together. I'm going to have you do it. But the point I need to make is that this rotation must happen to the newest shape. This is the shape that is being rotated, not the original points. Okay, so we are not using these coordinates up in the directions. We need to use the coordinates for this shape. All right, so this is where off to the side, I didn't really leave myself any room here. All right, but you'll want to get the coordinates. Let me just, maybe I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do that here. Okay, so let's get the coordinates here and then apply the 270 rule. All right, so we'll do the coordinates together. So A prime is at negative 3, 2. B prime is at negative 5, positive 6. C prime, negative 1, positive 4. All right, now this is where I'm going to leave it to you. Go ahead and apply the 270 rule to these points. All right, here's a little reminder. 270, swapping x and y and changing your x value. Okay, cool. So I hope that's enough to kind of get you going on this. After you've watch this, let me know if you have any questions on anything else, and good luck on the test.